In this one, we are going to be actually adding some functionality to our door key. So we're going to make the class for it. And I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this. I have two thoughts right off the bat. And one is having the key have a reference directly to the door that we want to have it control. And the other was having an ID. So there would be an ID on the door, which would just be a normal integer, and there would be one on the key. And if they match, then obviously they're linked. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the having a direct reference to the door, since these are going to be uh, keys that are just going to be kind of placed by. I'm almost thinking place these by hand or give them a random spawn. That might be a little bit easier, as we can get all the door actors that are locked and require keys for when we go to have our food, water, meds, all that kind, and weapons kind of spawning around the world. We can make it so those keys are already linked to specific doors that are locked. Um, so I'm thinking we're going to actually start that way. So we're going to have a reference to the door. We do need to have a Boolean on the door, meaning it's locked. So that way we can dictate whether or not we need a key or not. And we cannot open it without a key. And I was thinking for the widget, when you walk up to the door, you double tap E. That will bring up the menu on the door to either lock or unlock it, assuming you have the key. So that widget stuff will be done in a separate video, obviously. But for now, we're just going to get our basic locking or unlocking functionality, which is going to require us to make a key class. So if we go to our C++ classes, survival, you see our pickups. We're going to right click, create a C++ derived from it. I'm going to call this one door key. Now I want to put this inside of our public folder. So we're going to do public. Then we're going to make a new folder. Call this one, actually, yeah, we'll just put it inside of interactable. So public interactable door key.h, just like our door. Okay, so let's create the class. And the reason I'm putting it in there is eventually we're going to be doing some cleanup work. So we're going to be moving our C++ classes to these new folders so they're actually sorted. Okay. This should be giving an error because it's in a separate folder, but I guess not. Let's go ahead and build. And maybe it's just IntelliSense being slow. Or not. Okay, so let's start with the actual door. So we're going to create a new replicated Boolean. So uProperty, make this one edit anywhere. Or not category, replicated bool b door locked. Go to the CPP, set it to equal false by default. And we're going to replicate it. So b door locked. So in our toggle door, we can do our check. So confirm we're on the server. We're going to do if b door locked. Otherwise, if it's unlocked, we're going to just open the door like normal. Okay, now let's start somewhere else. So let's bring up our pickups. Here we have our enum, which dictates our food, water, and health. So we're going to make a new one, call this one key. It's going to be e key. And in the .cpp, where we have our use item, let's just do another check because there's no real way to use the key. Well, at least not how we have it intended. So we're going to do if the role is authority, meaning we're on the server, and pickup type does not equal e pickup type e key. So if it's the key, nothing's going to happen. We're just going to skip all this as there's no point in running extra logic and we don't need to. It should still get picked up all the same because it's derived from it. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick build, and we're going to go ahead and start setting it up. We're going to make a blueprint class off of it. Once this is done compiling, there we go. So door key, create blueprint class, bp underscore door key, and stored in our blueprint classes. Okay, there it is. The mesh component. Let's set the static mesh to equal the door key. Okay. Only been partially loaded. That's a neat trick. Let's delete it. Go to the folder. This will be content. Not seeing a door key, so let's try to recreate it. All right, seemed like it's saved. All right, there we go. Whoa. Okay, now we need to make the icon. I've already done that. It's in our meshes. Door key. We have our icon. I want to go ahead and just remake it so I can show you how I made it. But it's just effortless and not exactly the way you'd want to. Just have a spot over top. Use Gyazo. Just make it squared. 701 by 701. Save image. And I'm just going to overwrite it. And import. Door key icon. And set that as the icon. Just like so. And save it. Okay. Now we can actually probably spawn this in the world and see if there's anything else we need to do. Right, gotta go ahead and save. Of course, there's a cactus right there. Right, pick it up. There it is in our inventory. Use it. All right, I don't think we actually set it to be the door key enum. And of course, that's not going to load. So let's save and reopen. And now we should have it. Right, there it is, key. Compile, save. Right, pick it up. Use. It's still getting used, so let's just modify that in our widget. So inventory widgets, inventory UI, graph. Well, actually it's right here, our use, item reference, cast a door key. And if we can in fact cast it, then we know it's a door key and we don't want to do anything. So if the cast fails, meaning it's food, water, just anything else, then we continue. So this should make it so we can't do anything with the key. Well, we can't use the key. Pick it up, use, nothing happens. Okay, so there we go. Let's check and make sure everything else works. Oh, if I can pick it up. Okay, drop it. Dropping works. Right, pick it up. Transfer it to the chest. Transfer it back. Drop it. And everything's going just like it should. Okay. Now let's move on to our door. So we have door locked. Did we set that up? Yes, we did. Okay. So I'm going to make this door locked by checking the little box. So it is locked on start. And now in the door key.h, we're going to be making two sections. I'm going to make one public. That's going to be the constructor. So a door key, then a protected section. I'm going to do u property edit anywhere. What's it called? Class a door, or call it linked door. Now let's make a public section. Make it return a door. Call this get linked door. And make that simply return linked door. So in our, let's make the constructor a door key, a door key, and make linked door a null pointer. All right. Should be able to build without including the door. All right. So let's click our key. We have our linked door, and we have our test door right here. As you can see, the names are lining up. So we have that. We go ahead and save. And the door should be locked, meaning we can't open it right now, which is the case. Okay, now let's set up our door to check if we do have the key. So I'm going to make this taking a parameter. It's going to be ourselves. So class a survival character. I'm going to call it player. And add that as the parameter for the door. If the door is locked, we're going to get our inventory component. So if u inventory nope, that's, I got to include it. So include, there it is. It's just inventory.h. If u inventory component, or just change it, player's inventory equals player And we got to include our player class as well. So survival character.h. So player, get inventory component. Let's go and print out a log. So we know where we're running. And let's see. What functions do we have in our inventory? We can close our pickups now. Inventory H and CPP. So get inventory items. Actually slide these over, make it a little neater. So get inventory items. It's going to be a T array, so T array of a pickups inventory items. Forgot it's a pointer. Right, so if inventory, we can just go straight to the for loop. So for a pickup item in inventory items, we will want to try to cast the item. So just do a quick check. If item, we want to do if a door, or not a door, a key, what was it called? A door key equals, right, gotta include our key class. So it's public interactable door key.h. All right, you're good. It's just IntelliSense. So we're going to cast a door key. Well, we're not going to cast a door key. We're going to cast a pickup to a door key. And if it's valid, we're going to simply do a check. So see if this equals key get linked door. So if we do have the key, I can actually explain it here a little better in a second. So since we're on the server, we're going to do b door locked equals false. And then we're going to break. So let's build and just do a quick test. And, well, we will step through it. All right, what's the issue? 255. We never set it to pass in ourselves, did we? Inventory, or interact, sorry. Here. So we're just going to pass in this being ourselves. And that should be fine. There we go. All right. Now let's see how this doesn't work. All right. So can't open the door. All right. Pick up the key. We have it in our inventory. And still does not work. All right, cool. Let's see, did it print out the log? Oh, right. I don't think it printed out the log at all. So, CPP. Oh, right. Wait, we're unlocking the door, but we never set it to open if we have the key. So we should be, let's just confirm that we're seeing the log. If I can pick up the bloody thing. Should be running. Let's make sure door is locked is running. And that is not either. Yeah, you are set to be locked. If this doesn't work, I'm going to restart Unreal Engine, see if that was the case. I'm guessing that might be just a weird issue. Let's compile one more time. All right. Oh, our collisions are gone for the door. That'll be why it wasn't hitting anything. Where is it? Starter content. Door. Oh, so I guess the setting change that we did initially for whatever reason. It should be used complex collision as simple. Save. Let's confirm the door has collisions, which it does now. Let's view the log. Yep, there's everything running. So we cannot open the door. Pick up the key. And it is now opening and closing because we unlocked it. Not really sure why that changed, but oh well. So here we can actually make it open the door like right away. So once the key is, assuming the key is there and you press E to unlock it, it's just going to immediately unlock and open the door. So I want to have two clients up and give it a try. I want to stop. I want to do it outside of, yeah. Here's client one, here's client two. Client one's going to have the key. Well, just to confirm, cannot open or close. Pick up the key. All right. Client two cannot open or close. Client one unlocks the door because he has the key. So I'm going to go ahead and close it. Client two can now open and close the door. I wonder why it freaks open like that. Oh well. Probably just an editor issue since we're running on the same process. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll reiterate what all has been done. So for starters, we created a door key class that is derived from pickups. So pickups being our um, what's it called? Our item, I guess, allows us to automatically have our functionality for picking up and storing in inventory, transferring to and from the chest, and dropping. So when we die, we should drop the inventory as well, all the same. It'll be no different than our food, water, or health pickups. The difference is going to come to how we use it. So in our widget, you saw we did a quick check. So if the inventory item we clicked on and pressed use with was a door key, like it could be casted to it, then we just did nothing because we don't want anything to happen. So code-wise, starting from door key, what we ended up doing, or starting from door, we set it up so the door could have a locked boolean, which is replicated. So this really doesn't need to be replicated since it's being locked and unlocked on the server, actually. So we'll handle that later on. So we have that to control whether or not the door is locked or unlocked. And then we have our toggle door function. Here we changed it to take in the class of the player that is trying to open it. This is because we want to get access to that player's inventory. So when the player tries to open the door, let's remove the logs. Whoops. We're going to check if the door is locked. If it's not locked, then we simply open and close the door like normal. However, if it is locked, then we know we need to check and see if the player opening it has the key required to open or close the door. So here we get access to our player's inventory component. We get access and we get all of the inventory items that the player has. So door key, med kit, that sort of thing. And we're going to loop through all of those items. Now here we're going to just check and make sure item is in fact valid, because each element of inventory items is going to be stored as item. So if it's valid and not a null pointer, we simply check and try to cast the item to a door key. So if the cast does not work, nothing's going to happen, and we're going to run on the next element and do the same thing again until if it does find one that is a key, meaning it can be casted to a key, then we branch into here and this runs. So we check if the key that that person has is the same as the door that we're on now, meaning it's the correct key for that door. We're going to, again on the server, set the door is locked to false, and then we're going to toggle our onRep boolean, which opens and closes the door on the client. And then obviously we have to call the onRep function on because we're on the server, so it runs on the server. So this will make it so, for example, let's say I move another door. As you can see, this one's different door. Can't open, can't open. I pick up the key. I still cannot open this, but I can open this. So it's only linked to a specific door. So the only thing that was done in our door key class was we simply have a variable that is a reference pointer to our whatever door we want it to be, and a simple public getter function so we can get that door because we don't want to have access to it directly. And that is really the only thing we changed. I mean, we just added another enum to set it to a key, just so no matter what, even if we do somehow like try to use the item, it's not actually really going to use it or destroy it. So we're good to go there. And I think this is a pretty good point to leave off on. So I will see you in the next one where we add a little more functionality to this. We'll probably get to the point where we can double click. I'll show you how to set up a double key press. So when we walk up to the door and we double tap E, it brings up a widget, and that will allow us to lock or unlock the door depending on if we have the key. So I will see you in that one.